What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Dribble, featuring myself, Aashrith, and my co-host Chetan. So today, as you guys can assume, we're going to discuss the NBA Finals, and time bearing, we can maybe have some other low, like random yappy topics that we normally do at the end of podcasts. But to start off, let's just go into Game One. This is the
Mhm,
first time we're doing a podcast this playoffs where I'm talking to you guys directly after a Thunder loss.
mhm.
Is I guess of a unique perspective for me, but obviously, let's just run through game one. Thunder pretty much have the lead for 47.9 minutes. Uh, Pacers stage a comeback starting around the 6 minute mark of the fourth quarter. They come back from down 15, and like we've seen this movie about 4 times in the playoffs already. Tyrese hits a low mid range 3 point shot to get the lead. Thunder don't even get a shot up to close the quarter.
Yeah.
I'll get your thoughts first, and then I'll talk about my.
I mean, in my opinion, I think it was kind of just like I don't know. Tyrese didn't have a great game. Obviously, he had a pretty bad game. That game winner obviously saved his game. I think their depth is really what helps them. They can really throw in a bunch of people. A lot that can come in and contribute. I think Obi Toppin really helps them a lot with the kind of that size, defense, and also with that pace and transition. That I think that really helps them on that kind of end. Um, Miles Turner actually played pretty decently defensively, a lot better than I
Really
thought that
well.
he would play. So that was a lot really surprising. So if he can keep that up, I mean, the series might be a little bit different than I thought because I thought Miles Turner's defense against two very good bigs would kind of shift the series. But I mean, if he's locked in defensively and also you throwing Obi Toppin in as well, that's giving you energy off the bench in that 4 or 5 position, I think that will help them a lot. On the Thunder side, I mean, Shea did what he was supposed to do. He had 38. Again, I think it was it was the rebounding also, like, you got out-rebounded 56 to 39. I was kinda surprised that you guys started Cason Wallace instead of Hartenstein. I know you guys did kinda wanted to avoid Pacers playing Hartenstein out of the game and you guys going down early in the game, but I feel like that kind of lost you guys on the defensive end. Again, like, you were able to kind of hold Haliburton down with by starting, like, another really intense, good perimeter defender, but, like, I mean, getting out rebounded almost by 20 is even though you're forcing 20 turnovers, still getting out rebounded by 20, that's not gonna really help too much because you're not allowing yourself as many possessions at the same time as you kind of need. So I feel like a lineup change has to happen again. But I don't know. I mean you guys were up the whole game, so you can't really say that like oh, it's like it was because of rebounding you lost the game. I mean, if you look at the last 6 minutes of the game, some of the shots you were taking were shots that you guys were making throughout the game. Like the first like 3.5 quarters, there were shots that like Dort was making. I think he missed one or two threes in the last 6 minutes. I think he missed one at the top of the key, and that's a shot he made for like the last 3 quarters of the game. Like he wasn't missing those. I think Shea also missed a wasn't an open three, but it was a step back three, which he usually can make. I think he missed it pretty badly off the backboard. So like shots that you guys normally do make, I think you guys just missed. Again, like I think we've talked about it before, like those 4 5 minute stretches where like you guys just can't buy a bucket. It happened in the end of the fourth quarter and against a team like the Pacers that do have kind of come back. I mean, those stretches again can happen, but I don't see you guys losing like another game. I think because I don't think you guys have lost back to back games. I feel like
Not in the playoffs.
yeah, not in the playoffs. So I don't see it happening against the Pacers team like this. But I mean, again, like I said, I think Miles Turner's defense was and like his ability to kind of stay on the floor is what really helped the Pacers.
Yeah, I mean, this reminded me of game one against Denver.
Mhm.
If we were to lose a game, it would be game one or game three. I think those are the games that we tend to come out flat in. First half against Minnesota, we were absolutely terrible. That was Shea shooting 2 of 13, JW shooting 2 of 8. Like it was bad. Um, Game one against Denver, we were up 9 with 3 minutes to go. Poor late game execution. Game one against Memphis, we won 51, but like that, like Memphis is
Mhm.
not a real basketball team. But I think I was shocked you didn't bring up J Dub and Chet because
Yeah.
that's the reason I think we lost.
Mhm.
Like, Dort can only do so much to elevate the
Yeah.
production. Like, he's unfortunately, I think we can safely say he's not going to have a game where he makes 5 straight threes
Yeah.
again. And if he does, then we're incredibly lucky. Like, that was a great Dort game. Dort honestly might have been the no, not this, but eyeball cliche is the best player on the court, but Dort might have been the second best player for us because he was getting after on defense, forcing so many turnovers. He was responsible for like 6 or 7 turnovers in the first half, and he misses the first three, he clanks it, completely clanks it. I'm like, oh man, like this is going back to the same like Dort from the Denver series. Like we have to like find a way to play this guy off the court again, and then he comes back and makes 4 straight threes,
Yeah.
yelling at the crowd. We're up by 12, but it's just when, and I'm not like, I'm again like J-Dub's had enough good games this playoff where I'm very confident with him as a number 2 option, but he just can't have these games where he doesn't attack the basket. He settles for the mid range. He was taking a lot of contested mid range jumpers when they weren't falling. If they're falling, they're great shots, but when I love the way Shea plays because he gets to 3 spots on the floor every single game in the first quarter to get his rhythm going. Those 2 elbows in the mid range and that right-handed layup, he'll get those shots whenever he wants. I think J-Dub should have a couple go-to shots that he goes to start this game just to get his rhythm going. And man, Miles Turner beat the shit out of Chet,
Mhm.
like just overpowered him physically. Like Chet didn't look like he belonged in the same court as him. I'm interested to see what Dagnall does. In my opinion, I hope we kind of bring Chet off the bench and start Hartenstein instead because Hartenstein had a lot of success against him, especially in the first half. He had 9 straight points against Turner. But I mean, you don't bench a player as good as Chet in the NBA Finals, so I doubt that happens. But I'm also interested to see if we bring in Wiggins instead of Wallace to get sort of a nice body because we can't play Hartenstein and Holmgren because in transition they're just gonna destroy us.
Yeah.
Like, and Siakam already had the cross match on Case and Wallace. He exploded the first. Like, imagine he gets Hartenstein on him. It's just messy.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you ever be honest, like you were texting me after the game, like I was pretty stoic, I guess. This really didn't phase me too much. If we lose this game, then I'll be like concerned.
Mhm.
But I mean, I've said Shea's stats after a loss like 70 times in the pod. He's 36, 8 and 8 on 50, 50, 90. Like I expect that level of Shea to come out. I expect J-Dub to get at least 20. I expect to win this game by a lot because I think the Pacers are going to be content with a split. And I'm interested to see game 3 because we're 1-2 in game 3s. So I'm interested to see in how game 3 goes. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I think what you said about the Chet and how poor he played kind of. I also like the Jalen Williams point you brought up. I mean, 17 points, like again, like isn't enough. He's had those games, just one or couple games his playoffs where he kind of just disappears. But I mean, like you said, he's had those enough games that he showed he's more than capable of a scorer to be a number 2 option. And again, he's only what 22, 23 years old, 24.
24.
So yeah, still pretty young. I think only is like his third year in the
Yeah,
league.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah. Again, if you are starting Case and Wallace, I would like to see a little bit more production offensively from him. You can't go 3 for 9, and you can't go 0 for 3 from 3 if you're starting a game. But because I feel like Hartenstein in the minutes he played impacted the game a little bit more on the offensive. Obviously, a lot, in my opinion, a lot more on the offensive end, especially also keeping the ball live on the offensive rebounds to try and give your team a little bit more possession. So I feel like if you find the balance between those two, and like you said, maybe starting Hartenstein and benching Chet could be a move. But like again, I don't think.
Like, bro,
You
could you imagine Chet going against Thomas Bryant instead of Miles Turner? Like,
Yeah,
it would improve his offensive efficiency so much, bro.
exactly. So, but like again, like you're not gonna in the NBA Finals, like you said, you're not gonna put somebody like Chet coming off the bench. Uh, if there was a coach to do it, I feel like it would be your coach because your team seems like a team that like does do anything to kind of win. So I feel like Chet also wouldn't really mind if you won an NBA championship and he came off the bench for a couple games. I don't think he would really care as long as he made an impact still. But yeah, I also agree with you. I think the Pacers did exactly what they were supposed to do, split 1-1. I don't think anybody even thought that they should have split. I thought people would assume they would win one game when they went back to Indiana. So even if they do lose tonight, they put themselves in a pretty great position to be in. compared to what everybody thought they would be in. So it'll be in. I think I'm more interested in what will happen in Game 3 than what will happen tonight because I feel like usually once teams get a little bit complacent in splitting a series, they tend to like you're already on the road, you're already like staying in a hotel for like 3 days in a row. So I feel like it's gonna be a pretty bad loss today. But Game 3, I'm interested in see what happens, especially if Indiana plays the way they did. I would just like them to put up more of a fight from the beginning of the game. But again, like if they do
If
have
you're
like
if
those,
you have the dark magic, bro, like you might
yeah,
as well, bro.
yeah. I mean, if you're having like 8 point comebacks in like a minute, and then I'm watching the game, like I'm always down to see something like that happen.
Like, bro, like let's be honest. Like we were watching that game, everyone still thought the Pacers had a chance the whole way, bro.
Yeah,
Like they've
yeah.
been doing it like, and like I hate it because like I actually love the Pacers. Like I
Mhm.
like I feel like they're such fun basketball to watch. So like my friends are like texting me like, "Oh my god, like you guys fucking suck." I'm like, bro, I can't even hate. Like this is like great basketball. Like
Yeah, and
Nemhard hit like
yeah, we didn't even
tween
touch
like
on
bounce
Nemhard.
step back. I'm
Mhm.
like, bro, okay. Like I saw some meme like he did that on Shea, and like you got to
Yeah,
be boys to pull that move off in an NBA Finals game against like he was disgusting. Like
yeah.
Obi 5 threes, I think that might. I mean, if that sustains, we're fucked. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a PJ Washington type series, but
I'm kind of concerned. I mean, like, yeah, Obi hitting the threes he was hitting are kind of crazy. They're like fadeaway, like catch, like
bro,
fadeaways
he
from
had
the
four
baseline.
threes in the playoffs before that game, and he had five in
Yeah,
that one game, bro.
yeah.
I don't
Do you think they'll trade Mathurin after the season's over because he's slowly falling out of the rotation as the
know. Ooh, we
playoffs
can do
keep going
offseason
on?
discussion. Yeah, uh, yeah, bro. I think Mathurin's like almost guaranteed to go to the Raptors.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's
I
such a
think
Raptors or Nets kind of player.
I feel like the Raptors. If he's on the Raptors, that'd be good for him. He's a
Bro, but I
he's
feel
a
like
very good player. Like if
that's
he's,
their seventh mid piece. You know what I mean? Like it's like is he like you'd say he's as good as RJ Barrett, right? Or like maybe a little better.
I feel like he could be a lot better.
He could be a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I feel like he's really, really good at getting to the rim. Like
Hmm.
he's shooting the most free throws per 36 in the playoffs.
His mid range is pretty decent. It's not bad.
Yeah.
His three is like it's touch and go. Obviously, like that's like kind of like every most people's weak spot when it comes to scoring. If there's like one thing missing, it's usually that three ball.
I wonder why he's not getting minutes though, because I feel like when he plays, he's pretty good.
There's so many people on that team. Who else? Like who
Yeah.
are they? Like you got to play TJ McConnell. Coming off like you're. I mean, TJ is a great backup point guard. So like you got to play him when he's coming
I
off
guess if
coming
Obi's
off the
hitting
bench.
5 threes, you gotta like bench Mathurin. Like there's
Yeah.
no way.
Who else is coming off the bench for them?
Um,
Toppin, Bryant.
Nemhard. Well, Nemhard's
Bryant. Nemhard
Nemhard.
starts. Yeah, Nemhard starts. Yeah, I think. I mean, he gets like 15 minutes a game. I think he's like their eighth man.
That's crazy, bro. Ben Mathurin's a pretty fucking good eight man. You have
Hmm.
Tony Bradley and Thomas Bryant. Oh,
They
man.
have like. I
They're a
mean, they
great
still
team.
have. Yeah, they have Jarris Walker, who was like a pretty. Wasn't he a lottery pick?
Yeah, he's top 10.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
he sprained
he's
his
hurt.
ankle, right?
Yeah, he's hurt. So like, they have a very like deep team actually. Very very deep team.
They're super solid, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, they're playing at a 60-win pace the last like half of the season. Like
Hmm.
they deserve to be here.
Yep.
Um, I I'm like I don't think my view on the series has shifted at all. I don't know if yours
Yeah.
has. Like I think you
No,
were
I don't.
Thunder in 6 from the start.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think I was at Thunder in 5. I say in 6 now. Actually, I think I might have said 6. I'm not too sure. It was 5 or 6, either one of those. But
yeah,
I think the Pacers can, if there is another game they win, it'll be that game 3. Like,
yeah,
there's a possibility you guys go down 2-1. But even if you go down 2-1, I wouldn't be too worried. Like, you could obviously that game 4 would be a must-win game. But
obviously.
again, like I wouldn't be too worried if you go down 2-1. Like if you win tomorrow, they win game 3. Like in my head, that's kind of like those are the two games that you would see the Pacers that I see the Pacers winning. So if they get those two games, then that's fine.
Yeah. I'm predicting 20-point Thunder win. I think
Hmm.
that would be that would hold trend. I think like
Yeah,
after a loss, that's kind of exactly how he performed. Or even after like a close loss, like in game 3 against actually no, game 4 was pretty close, but
Dude,
I don't know.
I saw like I forgot what it was. Maybe it wasn't a tweet because I deleted Twitter. I think it was a TikTok. It was like a meme. It was like when the Grizzlies were like up like 25 against you guys when you guys were up 2-0 against them when Ja got hurt against Lou Dort, and they're like, yeah, the Thunder are in the finals, but imagine like Dort didn't hurt Ja. I was like, bro, they're still not winning that series. It's like,
Bro, I don't know. I mean, Ja had us figured out, so maybe I'm not
yeah,
sure.
I don't know. I mean, you guys were already up 2-0 at that point though. Like,
Such an like fuck the Grizzlies, bro. Like it's like sore losers. This is diabolical.
yeah.
Anything
But I think we
else you
could
want to
touch
discuss?
on one more thing.
Yeah, let's talk about
Giannis will
this.
miss the Knicks. So what I've been seeing is that they don't want Cat. They would want OG and McHale, or yeah, it was OG and McHale or something like that. They wouldn't want Cat.
Here's like my thing. If I'm the Knicks, if it's Giannis, because if it's KD, then
Mhm.
I don't want. Then I'm not giving up Cat because I feel like that's
Yeah.
low key an uneven trade. But if it's Giannis, I'm trying my best to give up Cat low key
Okay. Yeah.
because like I mean I guess Giannis helps mask some of the defensive weaknesses of Cat,
Hmm.
but bro, like that like they didn't lose that series. We can discuss the Tibbs firing simultaneously as well,
Yeah.
but they didn't lose that series because of Tibbs. Like
Hmm.
they lost that series because their best two players are like
Can't play at the same
essentially
time
cottage
on the
cheese on defense.
yeah,
Like
and also can't play well together on the court at the same time.
yeah, because they're getting exploited. Like
Yeah.
every single time they're in a pick and roll, it's like they're not even guarding anyone. And
Hmm.
then, bro, we've discussed this so much. I hate the way Jalen Brunson plays basketball.
Yeah.
Like it's actually like forget the foul baiting, right? Because that's like whatever. But he dribbles the ball for 15 seconds, 15 seconds of possession, kicks it out, and then stands. It doesn't move. Like I'm not saying that everyone has to be like an offensive like a cardio demon like Steph is, where you're just like
Hmm.
running around the court all the time. But if you notice, game one, like Shea makes a little slip pass, cuts in the back door, like Ant will make a couple cuts in the back door just like to get
Yeah.
an open dunk or two. Like Jalen Brunson's obviously 5'7", so it's gonna be hard for him to get a dunk, but like move
Maybe
him
like a
around,
reverse
bro.
layup or something like that.
Like move your defender around. Like at least
Yeah.
make him a little tired. Because the only time that defender's actually getting any motion is when like Brunson's dribbling the ball side to side for 15 seconds.
17 seconds. Yep.
So I don't know. The next coach has to kind of bring in that sort of offensive philosophy. But I mean, what would you think about a Giannis Jalen Brunson fit?
I think that would be perfect for what the Knicks need because yeah, if because even if you keep Cat with Giannis, you could still kind of exploit that pick and roll because you can still kind of like get Cat switched off of someone and then bring him on the pick and roll. But with Giannis, it would be a lot harder for because he could play the help side again, so it'd be a little bit harder. But I think if you have a Giannis and Mitchell Robinson front court, again, the spacing, like you can figure it out with Giannis. It's pretty it's Giannis, so that's whatever. But that kind of with that rim protection, with that defensive versatility that Giannis brings, the only concern with that is Mitchell Robinson's ability to play like 30 minutes a game, 33 minutes a game with the free throws and also his stamina. So that's something you can work on in the summer, in my opinion. I think you can very easily get your stamina up within 3 months once you know your role for a team. But yeah, I think like a Cat and like who would you rather keep, Mikhail or OG?
I keep Mikhail, bro. I invested too much capital.
Yeah,
Like
so
you
then
might see the five
Cat,
first round picks
Cat
fly
and
off.
OG for Giannis.
Cat and OG for Giannis. They're gonna want more than that, but yeah, like
Cat, OG, and like Hart. If you had to give up Josh Hart.
I'm low-key saying yes to any trade that doesn't involve Jalen Brunson. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah. You might have to give up Deuce McBride. Like you might have to do like that.
I'm wondering, like, because you once you make that trade, obviously, like, you're gonna have to go in the market and sign as many like random ass free agents as possible.
I mean,
Uh,
they don't have a great bench, but they have like players on the bench that could be decent. Like they have, in my opinion, like Tyler Kolli can be a 15-minute to like a 17-minute per like game backup point guard that can give you decent minutes. I mean, I was pretty high on him in college. I think if we
Yeah.
had that pick that we were supposed to keep last year before we traded up, I kind of wanted him. So I think they have some small pieces that they can kind of develop. But again, yeah, they need to go out there and maybe sign somebody at the MLE or like a minimum contract kind of person that would fill in a couple roles.
You know what really work? Miles Turner.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I again, like I still see his name in trade talks. He's been in trade rumors for the past like 10 years of his career.
So
Um,
safe.
yeah, I don't think he's leaving Indiana. I don't. If the only person I can see leaving Indiana after their finals run is Mathurin, I think that's yeah. Who else would they? They don't really have to give up anyone else.
Tony Bradley might be gone, bro. Might
Yeah,
be a
like
bit.
Tony
Might be
Brett. Okay, yeah. Wow.
a
The chance to make in the finals go down so much. Wow.
bit. I don't
But
know.
yeah, I think Giannis to the Knicks would be pretty cool. I think
I still think they're the Spurs, bro. I don't know. Like, it, would you really deny the second pick for a cat? Like,
no.
if I can get a chance to have Dylan Harper, who is like, sure, an unproven commodity, but surely the ceiling's higher, right?
Yeah,
Like, I, I
100%.
I'm I'm taking that. I don't
I
know.
mean, Cat is, in my opinion, like one of the most talented players in the league, like skill wise. But it's just like he just does things on the court which just make your team like lose certain possessions. Which when you look back and at the end of the game, you're like, damn, if he didn't do this, we would have won. Like it's the stupid fouls. It's like not trying on certain defensive possessions. It's sometimes taking like sometimes just standing on the perimeter for way too long. When I get like you could shoot the three, but you're 7 foot. Like post up, like kind of mix it up a little bit. Like that's kind of been my complaint with Cat over and over again. But yeah, I think when you have the ability to get somebody like a Dylan Harper or an Ace Bailey or something like that, like I think you should try and do that.
I agree. More Dylan Harper.
Especially
I'm looking so low on Ace Bailey. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah. The Bucks should also kind of be thinking rebuild too. So like I think the perfect way to start a rebuild is by drafting Dylan Harper.
yeah, like I don't know what 29-year-old cat does for you. Like
Yeah.
he has
Like
to start.
unless you're like banking on Dame coming back, like really, I mean, we've been saying the same thing about Dame the last 2 years. Like, oh, he's gonna come back next year, looking like the old Dame. So like, it's not gonna
Now
happen
it's
in my opinion. He
now
tore
it's
his Achilles, right?
yeah.
He's gonna be. I don't know. He'll probably be out for like a chunk of the season.
He tore his Achilles or ACL. I think it might have been his ACL,
I think it
but
was Achilles.
it was Achilles. Then he's fucked.
Yeah, I think
He's
it
not
was.
coming back next season.
ACL was no, Tatum was Achilles. Yeah, I think Dame was ACL. And, yeah, Tatum was Achilles.
If he's ACL, he'll come back in February. But
Yeah, probably. I
if it's
think I think he was ACL, and then Tatum was Achilles.
yeah, because Tatum's also cooked and not coming back next year too. And
Yeah,
if Tatum's cooked, Damien's 100% cooked. Like he's
yeah.
like 10 years older.
We could talk about the Celtics. I think we touched on the Celtics a little bit already, about maybe like what they could do with like a random swap or something. But we could touch on them in another episode once the season ends.
Yeah.
Kind of go through different teams. But yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't know. Just sticking with the Knicks. I don't know if you saw the thing how the Knicks are planning on requesting permission to interview Finch for their head coach position.
Oh, Finch. Right.
Yeah,
I thought you were
yeah.
gonna talk about Jason Kidd. Yeah, what would you think about that, bro? I thought this is Loki best
Um,
case scenario for you.
I don't know. Like Finch, like he coached really well up until the Western Conference Finals. Like, and there was the same thing last year. Like, he coached so well up until that Western Conference Final series, but then he kind of played the same way he did the first two series and expected to work all 4 games. And then there's one game where he changes the game plan where we win, but then the next game he doesn't go back to that game plan. So I'm like in my head, I'm like, okay, like you got him. If he plays Rob next season for like 20 minutes a game and just lets him rock, I'll be fine with keeping him because in my mind, I think I have a feeling he's still gonna somehow try and play Mike Conley meaningful minutes, and you can't absolutely not. You can't do that next season because that's literally our main problem is having a point guard. So I wouldn't hate if he stayed, I wouldn't like be ecstatic that he stayed. I will also like if he got fired, I wouldn't be like extremely happy. I wouldn't be extremely sad. Like I would be okay. Like let's see what happens with the new coach. But I don't think we're gonna give him. I don't think we're gonna like fire him or anything like that. I think we're gonna keep him. I think he had in in my opinion, I think we had a successful season based off of like the
For
trades we
sure.
made and stuff like that, and with like the injuries that we kind of had in the middle of the season, things like that. So with all things considered, I think he's had winning seasons in Minnesota the past 4 of 5 years he's been a coach. Took them to 2 Western Conference Finals. I can't really ask for anything better from a coach for his first 5 years. So I don't really see us trading him
I mean, you
or
would think that
not trading
the
him,
Knicks
but
decide to
letting him
fire
go.
the Knicks decide to fire Tibbs
Yeah,
after improvements every single season, being the South. I don't know,
that
but
is true.
I I think you guys should be fine keeping him, but
I just think
bro,
we need to get that point guard situation in check.
if the Knicks are gonna offer draft comp for him,
Yeah, because we don't have to. Because after this draft, we don't have too much we can do with the draft capital. I don't think we have a pick for the next 2 or 3 years, maybe after this year.
like I don't think he's a good enough coach to deny a first round pick for,
Yeah.
and but I also don't think he's a bad enough coach to where you just let him go for free. You know what I mean? Like
What pick do the Knicks have this year? Like 20 something, 27,
it would be what was the record? It would be 24 if I had to take a guess.
24. I mean, we have a 17th already. I have a feeling we're gonna trade this. We're gonna trade our 17th pick this year for someone. I have a feeling we might package it with somebody for someone. I don't know. I think we'll see.
With Randall, maybe
Yeah, maybe like the 17 pick and Randall for someone for like
for
the
someone in
KD.
Phoenix, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like someone like a KD.
that'd
Resign Nas.
be the dream, bro.
Yeah,
That's a
that
dream
would
on
be.
season.
Yeah, it's looking likely that as the days go by that Na we're probably not going to be able to re-sign him because in order to
Yeah,
even get KD, what we would have to do would be re-sign Randall to an extension and then trade him. Because
yeah.
we would need we would need the salaries to match with KD. So you'd have to re-sign Randall, probably trade Randall and like Dante, and a pick for KD, just to get the salaries to match.
I saw everyone say that he's like pretty much destined to go to the Magic,
Yeah,
but I mean,
apparently,
good. I hope he cashes out, bro. He played well. He played really well last season.
yeah, he did. I think he's still going to be a really, really good role player. I just, again, like he had those flashes of like putting the ball on basket on the floor and everything. But we can discuss all these kind of things as the season goes to the off season. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think we touched on what we needed to touch on. Game 2 is tonight, so we'll probably record another video tomorrow morning.
yep.
Recording our reactions to game 2 and what we'll think will happen in game 3. So yeah, just keep following us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Off the Dribble, and we will see you guys next episode. Peace.
Peace.